Okay, last but not least, one more ingredient before we add the oil. And we're gonna add some sugar. And we don't need a whole lot. So again, I have a nice little scoop. I'm just gonna add a little bit in. I'm gonna start with just a little bit. And I have this really funky French whisk. And I am going to whisk while you pour the oil. Now, you could use regular olive oil if you wanted to. You could use peanut oil, which is very prevalent in Asian cooking. I wouldn't recommend vegetable oil for this because it just kind of has a weird, yeah, it doesn't really give a lot.
It's just a texture.
Exactly. It would do the emulsion for you, but it really wouldn't add anything. We're gonna use the omega-3. You guys hear me, or I should say read, that I use this all the time on my blog, and the reason I like it is because it's a blend of canola oil and extra virgin olive oil. And canola oil is really light, but it has a nice mild flavor to it so that you can use it in a salad dressing. And of course, extra virgin olive oil tastes the best, but the canola oil brings the burning temperature up so that you can cook it at a higher temp without burning it like olive oil does. Do you know why they call it canola oil? Because it's made in Canada! That's a true
All
story.
canola oil is made.
That's where it started. I don't know if it's all still from there, but that's why they call it that.
That's where it was.
Canola. Okay, so you slowly pour, and I'm gonna whisk, and what this is gonna do is create an emulsion. Now, how much are we adding to this? We're gonna add probably about a 1/4 cup. That looks pretty good. You want it to look like a vinegar and oil dressing. I mean,
With all the goodies in it.
yeah. All right, now. All right, Colin, this is all done. So as with everything else, it's gonna sit for just a couple minutes and get friendly, and that way it's ready to go when we are.
All about making friends.
That's right. All right, so in the meantime, we're gonna finish this off. We were discussing that the limes are not the juiciest. So I'm gonna show you a little trick that I learned as a bartender, believe it or not, on how to get the most out of your limes. And that is by just reaming it like crazy with a fork. And really getting in there and breaking up all the pulp. But you really get quite a bit out of it. And if you get a little pulp, just pull it off. It's not gonna kill you.
Cook it.
Yeah, just more flavor.
Exactly.
All right. So once we've got the lime juice on there, I have to say, these were very pretty limes, but they were pretty disappointing in the end. Maybe I will stick to buying my limes at my grocery store for 2 for $1 instead of 2 for 39 cents. All right, so now we're gonna add a little bit of soy sauce. Oh no, I'm sorry, not soy sauce.
My favorite.
Your favorite, the chili paste. So let me grab a spoon. And I want you to keep in mind that you're hoping to get some kissing action later. And if your lips are burnt off, that's probably not gonna happen. So be tender with it. If you have to add a little bit more later, like on top to dip it in, you certainly can. Or you could also keep in mind, one's for her, one's for you. If you want yours a little spicier, you can add a little bit more.
Get mixed up, I know
That, you're not gonna keep your eye on it like the dumpling?
that. I mean, that's.
Got it. All right, and then we're gonna use a little bit of black pepper. Get that on there, and then a little bit more oil, because you've got to have something on that to cook it with, right? To get that crust. Don't be stingy with the black pepper. I find it to be very complimentary to steak. All right, we're gonna add just a little bit. Probably not, since that looks pretty good, but you've also got that chili oil on there.
Okay.
So we're gonna add just a little bit of oil to the top of each one. And then, mister, I want you to go at it with your hands, and I want you to give this thing a rub down that you would be jealous of. Both sides all the way around. So, how does that smell?
Wonderful. I'm still getting a lot of the citrus.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good because I felt like it was a little weak. Alright, so what we're gonna do first is we are gonna sear these bad boys on my griddle. For those people who don't have a griddle, you can certainly do this in a pan on your stovetop. There you go. Alright, so I've already got my griddle here preheated to 400 degrees. It's super hot. You should not need any extra oil because you've already put it on your steaks, okay? So how I like to do this is just go straight to it. I'm gonna do the first one and then I want you to do the second one. But I like to make sure that it gets on all my edges, alright? And then just go, and we're gonna go straight down and seal it. Go for it. Now you don't want to smash it, you know, but you don't need to treat it like a burger either to where you feel like you put it on, you can't touch it because you're afraid you're going to squeeze all the good juiciness out of it. Believe me, there's plenty of good stuff in that steak to support a little pressure, alright? So you can see it's really starting to bubble up all the way around.
Yeah.
And here in about, I was going to say here in about a second, you're going to start to get that chili in your nose, but I seriously just got it. And you start to feel it in the back of your throat, which is awesome.
Wonderful.
Awesome. All right, so we are going to sear these on all sides. That means the one that's on the top, and then we're going to do the edges as well. And from there, we're going to add it to a very simple broiler pan, okay? I went ahead and lined it with foil for easy cleanup because I hate having to scrub.
Yep.
And then we're gonna pop it in our oven at 400 degrees, preheated of course, for about 5 minutes. It just kind of depends. This one's really thick, this one's kind of medium thick.
Love to watch it.
So yeah, but that's what I have a meat thermometer for. Work on getting the rest of the salad together. This is going to be really simple, but there are a few ingredients that are going to need your loving, tender touch. Alright, so got your cutting board ready for you. These are just your standard red radishes.
Okay.
These were really cheap at the grocery store. I wanted to get all of this stuff off the salad bar because think about it, guys. It's all there, it's ready, it's cut, it's washed, it's ready to go. But I have to say I was a little disappointed today when I went. They didn't really have anything I wanted. So I went ahead and picked these up for 79 cents. I'm going to give you just one, and I want you to thinly slice that. I don't like that one. I'm going to give you this one instead. He's going to make it into really nice thin slices, just like what you would see on any average salad. And while he's doing that, I'm going to grab this bowl and this bag of salad mix. Can I just tell you what a wonderful thing it is that somebody decided to go ahead and wash and trim a bunch of different exotic lettuces up and throw them in a bag, ready to go so that you can have a very beautiful salad with no iceberg in sight.
Wonderful. Does this one have romaine in it?
This one is spring mix. It's organic. It's got baby spinach. It's got arugula. It's got radicchio. Go ahead and just put these right in there.
Okay.
Oh, those look fantastic. Look at that baby spinach. Love it. Alright, I also want to talk about this cucumber. Now, there are several different kinds of cucumbers that you can get out there. This one is just your regular basic cucumber. They have this kind of weird waxy coating on them. I'm not a really big fan of that, so what I like to do before I use them is wash them first, always, right? And then I'm just going to take my vegetable peeler and just peel the top layer of this off. Now, technically we would have been better off using a hot house or an English cucumber today, or even a Japanese cucumber. But those are like $2.50 each at the grocery store. This was 79 cents. So I had to go with the cheaper one, right? Because it just makes sense that way.
I would buy the cheaper one.
That's kind of what I figured. For a dude,
I don't think a whole lot of people can tell the difference. So.
One way to tell the difference is the English cucumber is always wrapped in a nice tight plastic wrap.
Okay.
It is seedless, which makes it really easy to digest as opposed to this guy who's packed full of seeds. But we're going to dice it so you're never going to know the difference. Have you dice this into a nice, chunky dice, but I want you to cut it in half the long way first. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these seeds. Yep, just like that. Or we don't want any of that in our salad. So very easily, we're just gonna take a spoon.
Just like a cantaloupe.
Yep, and just take that right out. All right. We'll save that one for later.
Okay.
And now, if you'll just cut the ends off so that we don't get any of the weird off of that, and then just cut it into a nice dice and throw it on in. I love working with cucumbers because they really are easy to cut. They smell nice and refreshing.
They are. They're so fresh.
Do you like to put them in water? I love to make cucumber water. Have you ever done that? It's exactly what you think it is. You just take some rounds, you slice them up and you throw them into nice cold water. And then you let it infuse in the refrigerator for a while. Serve it with rice with a couple of slices in there. Heck yeah, right? Crunchy and delicious. Alright, toss those all in. Now, again, because you're a dude, now you're lucky because you have skills. So that you're already 10 steps ahead of a lot of other guys.
I agree.
For those guys, nice. For those guys out there who want to do something creative like this without having to kill yourself over the chopping and all that, in addition to using the salad bar, which would have been great in this situation, you can also pick up stuff like these already shredded carrots. So we're gonna add some of those. I tried to convince him that I hand cut these all earlier. For some reason, he didn't believe me.
Just not very believable.
Just because I don't have a big knife like yours.
Oh,
Alright, so I'm going to switch places with you. And I'm going to add this in. And then I want you to go ahead and toss the whole thing with your hands. Yep. And then I want you to take a nice handful, try to get everything in it, and put one on each. I'll have to taste this. Oh my god.
Yeah. I can smell it.
OMG. Seriously. Now, why did we do the lettuce like that and not just drown it in the dressing?
Too much dressing is just not good.
Have you ever ordered one at a restaurant and you get done and there's like 4 inches of salad or dressing in the bottom?
It's like a soup of
yeah,
the bottom.
terrible.
It's not good.
So we're just gonna pile this up, and remember, everything looks better in height. So the bigger and higher you can make it, the better. You don't want to get it real spread out because we're trying to impress people here. Now, in addition to the carrots and the tomatoes, or excuse me, the radishes and the cucumber, we added a couple of different kinds of tomatoes in there. There's some red and some yellow cherry tomatoes. We just left those nice and whole so that you can pop them in your mouth and get a nice explosion of tomato. That just adds a whole nother level of freshness.
Yes, it does.
And now, you can see we have this meat tented. I keep stealing the towel from him. I'm so sorry.
Time.